Alright, now we will look at solving a system. Notice that this system has 3 equations, and each equation has 3 variables. Alright, so to solve the system of 3 equations and 3 variables, it's nice to have a plan. It's easy to get lost in these, remember, so we have a couple of tools that help us avoid getting lost, and one of those is to choose a focus variable, and a good candidate for focus variable is one that has a coefficient of 1 or negative 1. So we have several candidates here. We have negative understood 1y, 1z, and on this line we have 1x. So we could choose either of these 3 to be our focus variable. I choose x, and when I choose my focus variable, I like to circle it to remind me that I've chosen it. And once I choose a focus variable, I then box in this equation that contains the focus variable. And I consider that equation my working equation. And that reminds me that I need to use this equation with equation 2 and equation 3 in order to eliminate my focus variable. So I'll use it once with equation 2 to eliminate x. Then I'll use it once with equation 1 to eliminate x again. All right, our goal is to eliminate one variable at a time, so that we can work our way to the value for one variable and then work our way back to the value of all the variables. Okay, so we'll first use equation 3 together with equation 2. So I'm thinking ahead. I'm going to use 3. So I'm just going to put 3 here at the top. Right now with no change. I'm going to write it as x minus 3y plus 2z is equal to negative 7, and I'm going to use it with equation 2 first. That no change is 2x plus 2y minus 3z is equal to 1. Now remember that I want to eliminate x. So remembering that helps me to think through what I need to do to equation 3 in order to cause the x's to cancel. So I'm going to put a parenthesis around the entire equation and multiply it by negative 2, because that will create negative 2x, which will cancel then with my 2x here. I'm going to rewrite equation 3 here with that multiplication carried out. That will give me negative 2x, positive 6y, negative 4z, and positive 14. Now remember here I'm adding to eliminate the x's. So my x's cancel, and my y column totals for 8y, my z's for negative 7z, and my constants for 15. Now I need to go through that process again, this time using equation 3 with equation 1. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite equation 3 here, again with no change. For the first right, it's got x minus 3y plus 2z is equal to negative 7. And remember, this time I'm using equation 3 with equation 1. So equation 1 is 5x minus y plus z is equal to negative 12. Now remember, this is my focus variable. I'm looking to eliminate this again. So what do I need to multiply this by to cause it to cancel this 5x here, or my x's to eliminate? So that reminds me I need to multiply this by negative 5. So I'm going to multiply the entire equation by negative 5. Alright, and then I'm going to rewrite equation 3 here with the multiplication carried out. Negative 5 times x negative 5 times negative 3y, and positive 15y, negative 5 times 2z, negative 10z, and negative 5 times negative 7, 35. Now I'm adding 1 and 3 to eliminate x's again. So I eliminated them here with 2 and 3. I'm eliminating them here with 1 and 3. I total my y columns for 14y, my z column for negative 9z, and my constant column for 23. Now I have two new equations now. This is equation 4 and equation 5. And notice that equation 4 and 5, now I have two equations and they each only have two variables, yz, yz. So this now takes us back to 5.1 where we know how to handle two equations in two variables. So I'm coming back to, let's take those right here. Equation 4, 8y minus 7z is equal to 15, and equation 5, 14y minus 9z is equal to 23. Alright, now somehow I have to multiply one equation or both equations to create opposite y terms or opposite z terms so that I can eliminate y's or z's. I will choose to multiply to eliminate the z's. Let's see what I need to do to equation 4 and 5 to cause that to happen. Let's see, if I want to eliminate the z's, how can I create opposite z's? Well, 7 and 9 multiplied together would be 63, and I want to create opposites, so why not multiply the top equation by, let's say, negative 9. That would give me positive 63z, and let's multiply this by 7. That would create negative 63z. So now let's rewrite equation 4 and equation 5, carrying out the multiplying. Let's see, that will give us negative 72y, positive 63z, and 15 times negative 9. 15 times negative 9 is negative 135. Now let's multiply equation 5 through by 7. 14y times 7 gives us 98y. 7 times negative 9z gives us negative 63z. That's what we're looking for to cancel. And then 7 times 23 gives us 161. Alright, now we're ready to add these two to eliminate z's. Okay, so when we total our y columns, we get 26y is equal to total the constant columns, and we get 26. Now we know to divide both sides by 26. That gives us a y value 1. Y is equal to 1. Okay? Now, that's a lot of work. I agree. We have done quite a bit of work now, and we have the value for one of the three variables y. So our job at this point is to take the value 1 for y back to one of the two equations that has y and z. Doesn't matter which one. We could take it over here. These are easier, okay, the easier versions. And if we take the value 1 back to this or this equation, then we'll be able to solve for z. So I pick equation 4. So equation 4, 8y minus 7z is equal to 15. And I'm going to substitute the value 1 for y. 8 times 1 minus 7z is equal to 15. That gives me 8 minus 7z is equal to 15. Now I'd like to subtract 8 from both sides. I'll show it this way. It gives me negative 7z is equal to 7. And now I can divide both sides by negative 7. That gives me a z value of negative 1. At this point, I know the value of two of the three variables. Y is equal to 1, z is equal to negative 1. And when I know these two, I'm ready now to take those two values back to my working equation and solve for the focus variable x. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite equation 3. X minus 3y plus 2z is equal to negative 7. And I'm going to rewrite it and replace y with the value 1 plus 2, replace z with the value negative 1 is equal to negative 7. I'm going to carry out the operations here. This is x minus 3 minus 2 is equal to negative 7. Collect like terms gives me x minus 5 is equal to negative 7. And then I'd like to add 5 to both sides. I'll show it this way, which gives me x is equal to negative 2. At this point, I have a value for x, y, and z, and the solution is an ordered triple. Okay, and the order is important. Negative 2 for the x value, 1 for the y value, and negative 1 for the z value. Alright, and now remember that we've worked carefully. We're pretty sure those are the right values, but in order to be sure, especially on your exam, you would need to take all three values back to all three equations and make sure that they check.